Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. Before I get into this video, I'd like to ask you all to please leave a like and comment on my video and consider subscribing to my channel. Now, today's video is going to be getting ready for progression into T8. Now, T8 is a matter of days away for most of the players running the max XP, and it's about 3 weeks away for those who are one tier short, and it's about 2 months away for those who don't have any Omega or any chip bonuses helping them catch up to the leaders. So that is the difference in where players are right now, and it's about a 20-day difference between me and the people leading the pack for reaching T8. However, when it comes to T8, you can actually start preparing right now and be ready to march out with the best possible match for the ships that are available in T8. Now, the biggest thing coming out in T8 is the battleships. Now, battleships will be available the moment players reach T8. Those with industry skills with max SP gain at the moment will be able to start building these massive behemoth of a ship. A behemoth of a ship. So when it comes to this, you're going to have players building them up and selling them or trading them within their corporations to get everything up. Now, amongst the battleships, one or two really stand at the forefront of all of the battles, and that's going to be the nightmare when you start off in this tech level. Now, something else to note is they are not tech relegated. So the moment the ship is unlocked, anybody can fly it. So the moment they start being produced, anybody can purchase it or have all the materials ready for it. You can ask your industrial mains if they're willing to produce these ships for you. And when it comes to moment one, everything is flying through, you can have your battleship ready to go. Now, depending on how people are progressing through the level, they will need to set up their ships slightly differently. The Nightmare is amongst the most powerful of the ships. It houses the Max Shield Field module, and this is going to be able to run large Max Shield Field modules without a massive drawback on its system. Now, they may not be available as yet because you need T8 to produce them, but when it does come out, a lot of players will be able to run this mechanism. Amongst the best ships in this class is the Marshal. Now, this is one of the most powerful ships when it comes to the number of weapons. 8 weapon slots and 6 low slots makes it a very powerful ship. And its warp ability and its addition in terms of the skills that come from each faction are really going to implement it in a very big way. Now, a lot of these ships aren't really super over the top, and that is a standard when it comes to these type of vessels. They are really OP being faction ships to start with, and they will only grow in skill as you improve your level. Now, for the start, you're going to just be able to get your mastery of your battleships up on your standard. I believe advance opens in T9, so you're going to be having your standard type of battleship play the moment battleships open. A lot of players are going to be ready on day one to start researching up their control skills instead of their production skills for their ships. So what should you be getting ready with? Well, you should be stockpiling your materials to build these vessels. As of this moment, you should already have a stockpile growing. At least $500 million worth of each material should be stockpiled and ready to go for production. That's going to allow you to get your production going with the players who open up the level. So the moment the level is ready, you can have 2 or 3 of these ships on production moving out to the player base. And I know this sounds like a heavy thing to do, but it is going to influence the player base in a massive way, with a lot of players getting the ships that they want right off the bat. Now, considering its current values and its prices, don't expect these prices to hold. Expect them to shoot through the roof for the first month and a half of T8. And the reason for that is a lot of players will still be catching up to T8, and the cheaper player base will only reach T8 around the 32nd or 38th day after the first team. So that is when everything will start to get flooded and the market prices will start to come down on these vessels. Now, considering their prices and the price to outfit them, you should be expecting to run ships in the value of, let's see, 20 to 30 billion apiece when it comes to their final production value. Now, at current, the price of weapons has started to climb when it comes to large. I'm just going to open missiles since it's the class that I would most likely go to. And it may not be the smartest thing to do because there isn't really a massive missile ship in this class. Large rapids, that's definitely going to be something to stockpile on. Let's see what's the range. Okay, that is okay. Barrage missiles, this might be something to really hold on to. Yeah, this is going to be a fantastic missile system to use. The distance with that shield power will allow you to eliminate just about everything that comes close to you. The flight time is quite long. Reload time is 10 seconds. Activation time, it doesn't really matter considering that you already have drones on the ship that uses large missiles. So yeah, running a Nightmare might be a good option. Torpedoes might be a good option if you're going to play close up. No, not really. The 9 kilometer radius is really small. So yeah, producer, whatever you're going to run in terms of this, start buying up the equipment right now. Now, lasers are going to be amongst the most expensive in the large for the moment. The fact that the Modus Legion isn't in the game impacts the play of missiles at the moment. They don't really have... Oh, sorry, that was one of them. I see that players haven't really been pushing up the price. Well, I estimate the price of these weapons are going to triple and quadruple over the next few days, considering the Nightmare is going to be a very sought after ship, and fitting it up for just 120 million sounds very cheap for weapons. Let's go down to the mid slot. Now, for mid slots on these large ships, you're going to expect most players to run Nosferatu because you have a massive drain or neutralizers to really hurt ships. Now, let's see what the large price is. Currently estimated at 16 million. It's really cheap. I'm expecting it to climb rapidly in the next few hours. Okay, it has climbed already. Almost 65 million and climbing up as we speak. Now, the reason why running neutralizers is going to be so useful is these ships can immobilize other vessels. And these are going to be most of the most used ships for PvP because a lot of players are going to use them just for their raw DPS and their ability to shut down ships. These are still quite cheap. Electronic warfare, the Weber fires, you could use them, but considering that their range isn't that huge, not really going to make a big difference. The drones, yeah, large drones are going to be in heavy demand. A lot of players are going to be putting them on their ships in the next few days. So yeah, I would suggest getting your sales ready, getting your prices a bit marked up, maybe triple this value. Let's see, what is the price on this? 10 million. I'd sell it for at least 30 to 40 million on the market. People will pay for them. There's not going to be many of these ships flying with these weapons. So let's see what is currently on. Yeah, there's a lot of these on the market at the moment. Looks like somebody's been producing them and selling them really cheap. Then there's the advanced type drone. I don't know exactly what these drones do. Well, I have no idea. I think these are just a little bit more powerful of a version of the drones. And as you can see, there's just there's 4 variants. I'm not sure exactly what makes them so special, but we'll find out in a few days when everybody starts running them. So yeah, buy up a ton of your drones, buy up all your equipment, get it all ready. Remember, your shield field modules are still going to be just about the same. They already have been very expensive because players have been using them for builds. And now with the factor of it being usable without it killing the capacitor on a ship, with the large ships, a lot of players are going to run these. There's going to be tons of them moving through to other players. As you can see, the price has already skyrocketed over 300 million. Shield extenders. Let's see what's the price here. Now there's nothing in... Oh, there is. It's only 25 billion. I don't know if it's on the market. Okay, yeah, well, this you should expect to increase in price by at least another 20 to 30 million. Having all of these things ready, hardeners are standard. Armor repair will follow the same suit. Capacitor batteries. Now, the large capacitor battery will become available and tons of players will be running it. That is because, considering the amount of power on those ships and their slow regains because of you not having engineering, running a battery is going to be extremely useful to you for just about any ship. Purchase them up, hold on to them. They're going to be useful. The larger mobility devices are going to be useful. These ships will be able to run through a lot of the blockades. Making them run like 3 or 4 Weber fires will be able to stop a lot of ships and bring them into your range of fire with a massive amount of damage being dealt every time you hit them. So yeah, you could take out faction ships quite easily with these ships. So think about that when you're setting up your ships. The rigs that are coming out, let's just go looking at the defensive rigs since I'm a big defensive rig player. I just want to read something. Yeah, the defensive rig 3s, the weapon rig 3s will all be coming out as soon as T8 is available. Players will start producing them and you can immediately hold on to these and use them for your ships. They're going to increase that amount of defense that you have straight off the back, making everything a little bit tougher for enemies to get through. So that is one thing you need to think about, getting all of these things ready and making sure that you are on the ball getting everything up. Remember, level 3 rigs are going to be ridiculously expensive for the first few days. Think of purchasing up your blueprints now, as cheap as you can get them, and get all your materials ready to produce them. Those materials are going to skyrocket in value. Moving on from all of this, there are a few things that you might be wanting to purchase and hold on to at the moment in terms of ship debris. And these aren't going to be the Armar, Caldari, Galante. These are going to be your faction debris. Now, the reason for holding on to them at the moment is they are going to be needed for producing blueprints for the bigger ships. Now, some of these aren't available in the game, obviously, but a lot of them are available at the moment. So purchase them up, hold them as fast as possible. You're going to need your Garista, your Sanchez, your Blood Raider. All of these are going to need to be held by you and ready to produce ships. Remember, you need it to produce your blueprints. So hold on to them, sell them as high as possible. 30 to 40 million won't be very expensive in the next 7 days. It might even be able to go higher. You might be able to ask for something like 50 million per wreckage. That's how expensive you should expect those blueprints to get, just because of the demand that's going to be on the market for them. So if you are stockpiling at the moment, grab as many at the 19 and 20 million mark. Stockpile your station up, have 16, 17,000 worth of them, 1 or 2 billion worth of debris. Get your levels up in producing blueprints and start flying out these faction blueprints, because you will make your money back on them really fast by putting them on the market. Let's see the estimated price for the ship blueprints. Okay, now this is in the ships we want. Now with T8, a lot of other ships do open. I am not talking about them in this video because they aren't the main focus of a lot of players. Now when it comes to battle cruisers, the more powerful version of them will be entering into the game. They can put up quite a heavy fight when it comes to other ships, and they are going to be on the market in a matter of days. So get ready for that as well. Your level 8 ships are going to be really tough. Now let's get to the rattle. Sorry, I'm just a little bit shocked. The rattlesnake and the scorpion look identical. I had a bit of a shock when I saw that. So looking at the prices right now, their blueprints seem really cheap. However, you can expect them to reach the billion to 2 billion mark within a matter of hours. Remember, it takes 21 ship debris to make one of these, and as I said, you can be expecting to sell your debris for ridiculous figures in the next few hours. Not next few hours, in the next few days, maybe 3 to 400 million, as the player base starts to crunch on them to pick up as many of these ships as they possibly can to make them and have the advantage in play. As you can see, this is a massive part of the 3 billion value. Sorry, not 3 billion, the 5.5 billion value for most of these ships. So get yourself ready, hold on to your rigs, hold on to your blueprints, have everything ready to go for T8. T8 is here in a matter of days, and that is going to be about it. Now, besides all of this, I am going to mention that the co-op that I have started is getting a few members added into it, and it is open for all of you PvE players. Come join in. We do have a group of PvP players joining us as well. They want to make PvP a more fair fight, and they're willing to help out with the larger aspect of the goals of the PvE Alliance. So they will be accepted into the fold, and we can expect them to join in a matter of days. So you can all join in. The first few corps are just going to be corps on their own. We're only going to establish the alliance sometime in the week next week, and from there it's going to go about growing it larger and larger in numbers till we have the full corp base ready to go, everybody moving about, doing exactly what's needed to get an impact to anything that is affecting your gameplay. We know that tons of players are victim to hitting those bad routes on the edges, and if we can get everything done, this year will be a massive win to all of us in the PvE community. So I hope that you do go down to the link below, follow the Discord link, get into the channel. It is in the description, not in the video title. So thank you all for watching. Have a good day.